All right, folks. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Thursday, October 20th, 2022. We got a quick call for you this morning. We got a lot of things to talk about. My name, of course, is Michael Willoughby. I am with the Power Campaign here in Nevada. I'm so thankful this morning to be joined by our guests, State Senator Pat Spearman and State Assembly Member and AFL-CIO Nevada Secretary Treasurer Susie Martinez this morning. Folks, we're here to talk about the absolute unhinged greed and the gelling out Nevadans to be in the pocket of their big oil puppet masters. And when I think about holding people's feet to the fire, one person in the state of Nevada comes to mind for me like nobody else. If you've been fortunate enough to hear her speak, you are very, very lucky. And if you are with us today to hear her speak, you are extremely lucky. Folks, welcome with me, Senator Pat Spearman, for joining us this morning, Senator. It's wonderful to see you. I will go ahead and get out of your way now and let you do what you do best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the invitation. One of the things that I know, and I think about this not only from a climate change perspective, but I also think about this from a social justice perspective. When you talk about the impact, the health impact that big oil has had on communities of color, it has been extreme. It is no accident that the communities of color have a higher incidence of respiratory illnesses, a higher incidence of asthma, a higher incidence of heart disease. All of those things come to mind when you start talking about what big oil has done in our communities. When you start talking about climate change, it's even more obtuse than that, because there is no doubt in our minds. The science has said it, and it reflects what is happening today. The earth is warming. All these things are happening, and we must make sure that we have people in office at every level of government that will attack this from a scientific perspective, and also make sure we are champions for those who are in the margins of society. Lower energy costs. Listen, the Inflation Reduction Act will make it more affordable for Nevada families to purchase energy efficient appliances, make repairs around their homes, and save money on their utility bills. Well, when we look at Mr. Laxalt, what do we have with him? Well, we can look at what he's done in the past, and usually what people have done in the past is a good reflection of what they will do in the future. So in his bid for U.S. Senate seat, Mr. Laxalt has taken $150,000 from the oil and gas industry. At $150,000. That's more than we would see, most of us would see in our lifetime. And when you look at $150,000 and compare that to what it means for the illnesses and all of the things that big oil has done in BIPOC communities, that would take care of at least 10 families for 5 years to take care of their health care costs. Mr. Laxalt also has taken $42,000 from the oil and gas industry in his 2014 campaign for AG, and his failed 2018 campaign. So are you seeing a trend here? The trend is that Mr. Laxalt depends upon the same people who we're trying to bring in line, and we're the same people that we are, I don't want to say fighting against, but we're trying to bring in under the tent of recognize that there is a problem here with climate change. Recognize that the things that the byproducts of big oil, they attack our communities of color. And so Mr. Laxalt would be absolutely a train wreck for us. When we start thinking about all of the EPA's efforts to protect our nation's air and water, and including what we need to do with the Clean Power Plan, it is unmistakable that Mr. Laxalt is incompatible with those goals. If you want to make sure that we have a brighter future, if you want to make sure that communities of color are able to reduce the healthcare costs and the incidence of respiratory illnesses and healthcare and heart illnesses, if you want to make sure, if you are a true champion for things like this, if you know that 78% of Nevada voters say that they favor legislation that includes providing funding and tax incentives to combat climate change, 62% of adults in Nevada believe that Congress should do more. 77% of adults in Nevada support tax rebates for people who purchase energy efficient vehicles, etc. If you believe in that, there's only one choice. Only one choice. We've got to make sure that we reelect, and I'm saying that for a reason. We've got to reelect Governor Sisolak. We must reelect Catherine Cortez Masto. We must make sure that our entire federal delegation goes back, and we must make sure that we have a state legislature that believes in all of this and will support what the people of Nevada not only want, but what we need. The choice is clear. Watch what people have done in the past, and it's a good indication of what they will do in the future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Senator. And you absolutely nailed it. Every single one of those dollars that Adam Laxalt has taken, both, by the way, this is both from his campaign and also who he chose to go work for after, as you so astutely point out, he failed as a governor. He's failed at everything except, of course, for taking money from big oil.
And Michael, let me say this. Maya Angelou had a saying, and she said, "When people show you who they are, believe them. When people show you who they are, believe them."
Absolutely. And the sooner that you believe them after they show you, the better off you will be. That is for absolute certain. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Senator. I appreciate it. Love to spend time with you, and so thankful to have you here today. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. We'll see you here in just a few. Next up, we've got Susie Martinez, Assembly member from Assembly District 12, Secretary Treasurer of Nevada AFL-CIO. Susie, it's good to have you with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so very much. Wow. Senator Spearman, she's amazing. Very well said. She took the words out of my mouth, so I've worked to move Nevada forward my entire career in the state legislature. We voted to ensure clean and renewable energy in the future for our state. So if Republicans like Adam Laxalt get elected, it's going to hurt our economy and our future. So union members are working people and hurting because of high gas prices, and Adam Laxalt's campaign is directly benefiting from these profits. I also voted in favor of moving our great state to a greener future and an economy that focuses on jobs for the future, not energy sources that only harm our community. So I'm proud of Senator Catherine Cortez Masto and the rest of the congressional delegation for being champions of the environment and for voting in favor of the Inflation Reduction Act, which makes unprecedented investment in our green economy. We are global leaders in green jobs. We need to ensure we elect leaders like Catherine Cortez Masto and the rest of our congressional delegation. We cannot let Adam Laxalt and the rest of the GOP stop us from our global leaders in a renewable energy. Like Senator Spearman said, we have got to get our governor reelected. We need Catherine Cortez Masto. They are our champions. They care about working families. They are not like Adam Laxalt, who is only out for himself. We know that. He's proved that many, many times. It's all about him. And just like his family doesn't want him to be voted in, neither do Nevadans. So you know what, Adam Laxalt? Step aside. Let someone who wants to help people, wants to help Nevadans, wants to help working people like Catherine Cortez Masto, let her do the job. You're only going to be there to self-benefit and to make your pockets bigger with pharma and with the oil companies. And that is definitely something that we as Nevadans, we need to look at that seriously and say, you know what, that is not somebody who is representing us. We are hard workers. We go to work every day. We want to take care of our community. We want to take care of our family. And Adam Laxalt will not stand behind Nevadans. He is only about himself and his profit. And again, I'll say it again. His family doesn't want him elected because they know, your family, like Spearman said, like Maya Angelou said, if somebody tells you who they are, know who they are. Even his own family is saying no. They are saying no to Laxalt. So if even the people who know you best, you should believe them, my friends. If even they don't want him elected, that speaks volumes. So I could just say to all of the people in Nevada, we need to reject Adam Laxalt. He is no good for working people. He is only about himself. He is with pharma and big oil. And that is something that we need to reject that. We need to vote. We need to start getting ready for our early vote. That's this coming Saturday, everybody. Take your friends. Here's the thing. I'm so proud that I can say, being part of the legislature, we made it easy for everybody to be able to participate. You can sit on your couch while you're watching your favorite TV show, sitting with your puppy, fill out your ballot, seal it, sign it, put it in the mailbox. Me personally, I'm going to go. I like to go cast my ballot in person. Or if you want to drive your ballot to the polls, you can do that as well. So you guys, the time is now. This is it. We've got to get it done. And again, his family doesn't like him. They don't want him. They know the truth. They know he is not a good person. So believe them. And we need to stick together, Nevadans. We need to get this taken care of. Get out and vote.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I cannot overstate the reason why this family thing with him keeps cropping up. It is notable. I don't know that anybody else either listening to this, seeing this out there, and certainly not on this call, has 15 family members willing to go on record to say, absolutely do not vote for my family.
And who knows you?
That is absolutely unfounded and unprecedented.
It's ludicrous, right? Because who knows you best? Your family, right? And even if the family, it's like, what? We need to listen. Guys, it's not a joke. Listen to what they're saying, because even they reject them. So it's now time for Nevadans to reject them as well.
Out. Absolutely. They know, and of course are very familiar with young Adam. Everybody here knows he is the biggest little vendito that has ever existed. He is bought and sold by his donors, and always has been un poquito vendito, little itty bitty Adam, the sellout. And so this is nothing new for us. But what I think is new is having him elevated to such a stage, right? He's never aimed this high before. He somehow thinks that he is as qualified to lead as Catherine Cortez Masto is. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. You're talking about Nevada's favorite fail son, the guy who is, again, never accomplished anything other than taking oil money to families, trying to assume the role of Nevada's senior senator now. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. And as you said, we got to get out there. We got to vote. Early voting starts this weekend, right? Yes. It is past time for everybody to rise up and make sure that we are out there advocating for our values, right? Adam Laxalt believes in none of this. Adam Laxalt doesn't believe in climate change. Adam Laxalt believes what his wallet, whoever fills his wallet. And in this case, it's not regular Nevadans. We know that. Regular Nevadans have rejected this guy multiple times. And so, it's time once again, apparently every 2 years or every 4 years, we're going to go through sending Adam back to Virginia to go back to his law firm to get back to work for big oil. But it's better than having him in Washington, D.C. So thank you very much.
Nevadans are very smart. They can see through this man. They know that he will not be beholden to the Nevadans. He is actually beholden to his donors. That's who he's going to take with him. So Nevadans are smart enough. They know that they need to reject this man. His family rejected him. Nevadans will reject him.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate your time. Assembly member, Secretary Treasurer, Nevada AFL-CIO, Susie Martinez. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are going to wrap this up with a little reverse Q&A for our good friend Adam, okay? So I've got 6 questions that I would love to see Adam Laxalt answer on climate. So first of all, can you explain your opposition to the inflation reduction experts say will create millions of clean energy jobs? That's millions of jobs over the next decade. Save the average Nevada homeowner more than 16% on their utility bills and 2.7 billion with a B in large-scale clean energy and storage. Explain your opposition. 2, Nevada will lose 8% of our water from the Colorado River under the new drought restrictions in 2023. The basin, the entire Colorado River basin, thanks to persistent mega drought. We've known this. Again, this is nothing new. How would you assist Nevadans, particularly those whose livelihoods depend on water access, contend with rising temperatures, severe drought, and the water cuts? What is your plan for water for Nevada, sir? 3, clean energy industries are projected to see significant growth over the coming decade. How would you, sir, bring clean energy jobs to Nevada? Okay, these are good paying union jobs. And how would you ensure that Nevadans are best positioned to compete for those jobs? Okay, that's question 3. Question 4, Nevadans are facing rising home energy costs, with an average low-income family in the state spending between 6 and 8% of their income on their energy bills. What efforts do you support to lower those costs for Nevada's families? What are you willing to support? What are you willing to do for Nevada's families, not big oil? Number 5, as Nevadans face sky-high prices at the pump, with gas in the Las Vegas Valley reaching more than $5.50 a gallon, oil and gas companies are set to next week report record profits once again. You have accepted tons of money in campaign contributions, in your own personal life from big oil and gas. Earlier this year, the House of Representatives passed legislation prohibiting oil and gas companies from profiteering on the backs of hardworking Nevadans. If elected, would you be willing to stand up to your donors? Would you be willing to stand up to these powerful oil and gas companies and lobby to support legislation in the Senate that does the same thing? And finally, from rising temperatures, toxic air pollution, as Senator Spearman said earlier, our marginalized communities in Nevada bear the brunt of the climate crisis every single day. They are the ones facing insane environmental injustice. Do you support legislation, Environmental Justice for All Act, that addresses the disproportionate effects of federal laws and programs on communities of color, low-income communities, and especially our tribal and indigenous communities here in the state of Nevada? Those are 6 simple questions for you, sir. I don't think that you'll ever answer them. I don't think that you will even bother to consider these questions because it doesn't behoove you financially to do so. And judging from Senator Spearman's face that I can see over here, she doesn't either. And so I'm going to end it with the same quote that Senator Spearman used from Maya Angelou. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Adam Laxalt has told us, has shown us repeatedly who he is. We have got to believe him, and we have got to ensure that re-elect Governor Stick, that we elect Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, that we send Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. We have got to stop these big oil Republicans from doing more damage to the environment and to Nevada. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Have a wonderful day.